Hello and welcome to Crunch Fit Tutorials. I'll be talking about terrain in this tutorial. To make a terrain, firstly you go to edit terrain. As you can see, there's no terrain and it's just water. When you want to make a terrain, I recommend you set a max height, otherwise your mountains will be very hilly and very high, so you don't really want that. So recommend you put about 300 as a terrain max height, and also when you want to, you can set a water level of your map. You should just keep the default height because this is the recommended settings for your game. And then to actually generate your terrain, you just go generate terrain, and these are some properties that you can add to the terrain before it gets generated overall, because the level of detail will be how bumpy it is and how mountainy your terrain will be. Feature size will be basically the ratio of how wide your map will be. And bumpiness is such as you don't want your bumpiness to be too high, otherwise your map will look a bit realistic. Sharpness is the sharpness of the edges of the terrain. Like, if you want your mountains to be really sharp for whatever reasons you want to put in your game, you can do that, but we will just use the default settings. As you can see, the game has been generated and the terrain has been generated. So because I set the max height as 300, it's quite smooth and quite smooth, but not completely flat as a normal game would be. To do this, you go to terrain, modify, and then to modify the terrain, you can pick a height, and then flatten. This will flatten the surface of your terrain, and turn on the radius on hardness. Let's turn down the hardness, but we can smooth it out later. Yeah. So this is a flat surface we can work on for a game level. To add a layer, like say grass or mud or sand, you will need a layer painter, and you need to create a new layer terrain and make a new texture. There's a change layer texture. For this, you can just go to trying to find grade. There we go, grade DDS, and you can pick a material you want your terrain to be. For example, we'll just use grass. Normally it will give you a preview for grass, mine doesn't matter. And you press this to assign this terrain type to your layer, and then press assign material. Exit that. Yeah, painter, and then you can change the color of the oval grass. Make it a bit darker to make it more realistic. to write this down a bit. Apply. And make sure you press apply, because otherwise when you paint and then change the color again, your settings won't be saved. So make sure you press apply regularly. Turn up the radius, and here we have our grass. It's not 100% realistic at the moment, but you can get an idea of what your level will look like. When doing grass, I would recommend you set a altitude max, so when you're adding new layers such as mountain layers, they don't clash together, so it's really easy to edit your level. So I will put 20, 21, and then I'll only be able to paint above 21. 21 is probably too low for this terrain height. Let's make a new layer so we can see the effects of the texture. Add the layer. Let's see if we can get a mountain texture. Sign material. Click this. Layer paint now. You can rename your layers within the texture menu. You could normally mountains are grey, so check that altitude. So that altitude maximum should be this altitude minimum when you're creating mountains. 26. That's probably a bit too bright. As you can see, our textures coming together nicely. See, I have no effort in making sure where I'm painting because I've set an altitude minimum. Default. And as you can see, our levels already managing to look like a potential realistic game. See, as you can see, I forgot to press apply, and now all my textures all over the place. So I have to do it again. Turn the brightness down. Apply. Also, if you want to create grass falling on mountains, there's another trick we can do. So I need to add layer. And terrain. Use grass 5. Use something different. Let's rename this layer to mountain grass. Then go to layer painter, close that, mountain grass. Again, we want it, let's make it a bit brighter so it can stand out from everyone. Reduce the brightness a bit, apply. And then again, we can set altitude minimum, and also create a slope minimum and maximum. So I would suggest a slope minimum of 0 to about 10, and then we have grass for your mountain. So you can apply these changes effortlessly because we set the properties of the new layer. This is just a quick example. It's not gonna look 100%. See how we've added grass to our level, to our mountain. It's starting to look like a proper game. Oh, okay. To stop overwriting your new grass, you can also set a slope minimum maximum for your mountain. So that should be 10. Like mountain grass. So you don't overwrite your grass. Yeah, there we go for first look on our new map. And press Ctrl G just to have a look at what your new map will look like. It's starting to look like a real game already. And there we go. There's our new map ready to be designed. So this is the demonstration of texture and making your terrain. Thank you, and watch next time for more videos.